So, basically, when Chino tells them to throw shuriken, they'd already start. Christian just aiming his, trying to get the perfect angle. He goes, Byakugan! Then throws it, and then he says, what a miss. Shigerai says, what a miss. He goes, are you sure about that? Then moves his finger, and the shuriken comes flying back and touches the metal. He goes, what the? That's not even possible. He goes, with chakra, anything's possible. Then Boruto throws a demon one trick and he says, Baka! Then Metal goes to get it. Then Christian goes, rotation! And blocks it, breaking the demon wind. He says, Christian says, where did you even get a demon wind shuriken? We're not even allowed to use those. He goes, I found it in a locker. He says, so you just went randomly going through people's lockers getting stuff? He goes, yeah. He goes, baka 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 baka, while bonking him on the thing. Baka! Baka baka baka. He goes, so where's my demon wind shuriken? He goes, you mean those pile of scraps over there? He goes, what happened to my demon wind shuriken? Okay, look, it's in pieces. It's in the pieces that it is when you try and form it. He says, you all have everyone to the teacher's lounge. Christian says, what did I do? I tried to prevent the situation. He goes, I don't care. It's called something responsibility. Christian goes, Then they go and have to clean the Hokage thing, like sculpture. He goes. Christian smiles and goes. He says, hey guys, look. He goes, whoa, that's all of us. He goes, with a tiny bit of detail. Then he goes, Metal says, Christian says, no, don't do that, Baka. We're trying to do this. He goes, He says, stop. But then it all comes collapsing down. Then Shigerai says that thing to him. I don't really know what he said. So, then the next day, he goes to attack them. Christian goes, whoa, chill, Metal. What did we even do? Then he's dodging out of the way, going left to right. Then he takes off some of his chakra points. Then Metal keeps on doing it until Shigerai shadow paralysis him. Then he would kick him in the Boruto would kick him in the face. Then Christian trips him and takes off more of his chakra points. And that's it for Metal. He returns back to normal, and then everything goes normal. I'm kidding, that doesn't happen yet. I'm gonna go back. So when they get home, when Christian and Boruto get home, they get meeting with a angry Hinata. He says, what do we do? He says, so you think that you can destroy some? He said, wait, no, that doesn't happen yet, actually. No, Han. They're not met with an angry Hinata. That happens when they do the random note. He says, well, we're screwed. Good job, Boruto. He goes, my fault? How is it my fault? He says, if you weren't going through people's lockers, none of this would have happened. He goes, look, I was curious. He says, well, you're too curious. And that's basically what happens. Now moving on to the next episode. Basically, when this would happen, when Konohamaru would show off his summoning, Christian goes, weak. He goes, what did you say? He says, I said, cough, 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 weak. Then they say, oh yeah? Think you can do better than him? He says, yeah. Then snaps his fingers and all kinds of crows rush at him. He says, ah! Then he falls to the floor. He says, and that wasn't even a summoning, that was just me snapping my fingers. Then he goes, summoning jutsu! summoning Gamakichi. He goes, "Hi, Mr. Gamakichi." He goes, "Hey, kid." He says, "Better Toad." Everyone goes, "Whoa!" Then he returns them, going, "Dun." Konohamaru turns his head, going, "Show off." He says, "Says the guy who went to all the attention. And you're not even old enough. And they're not even old enough. They're like 12. You're like 24. He goes, "Mr. I love attention." Then he jumps up in the then they'd have their little war between the girls and the boys. Kush would go up to would be rushing until it's only him and Inojin, Boruto, and Shikadai versus Sarada, Sumire, Chocho, what's her name also Namida, and also the Wasabi. He goes, "We're outnumbered." He says, Boruto says, "Now we're not." Shadow Clone Jutsu. He says, "Yeah, but that takes some of your chakra away. That's pretty much a weaker version of you." Then they reach the top. Then they say, "Hey, don't move." Christian goes and says, Then they Sarada throws a kunai Boruto. Christian goes and blocks it and says, gets in the Hyuga stance. Sarada gets her kunai out and goes, then they go and clash. They go, dun, 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 dun. And they're just rooting. While Chocho goes to get the flag, he throws a paper bomb kunai where she is, and it blows and she gets sent flying back. He goes, "Good." Then, when she's falling down, Sarada goes for a punch. Then he pushes Sarada back, getting hit by Chocho. He goes, "In your face!" Then he front flips and grabs the flag, going, "Yay!" It's what he thought. Then he misses it. Then he stands in front of the flag, not wanting to grab it. Then a giant beast comes. Christian goes, "Hey, Trigger's air palm!" Blasting it. Then Konohamaru finished off with a Rasengan. Then, from the impact of it, Christian finally grabs it and goes, "Ah!" He goes, "I did it, we did it." He goes, we did it. He says, Sumire and all them admit defeat. They're like, "That was a smart strategy." Then Boruto says, "That was awesome." They go, yeah. He says, "When you were fighting Sarada, then you threw a paper bomb kunai that sent Chocho back, then pushed Sarada into Chocho. Awesome!" Then the next day they're outside. Then he says, we have a transfer student. Then when they see him, he says, "I am Mitsuki." Christian says, "Wait!" Then Christian goes and says, scratches his head and says, "Wait a..." Then he says, "Wait, Mitsuki?" He goes, "Christian?" He goes, Boruto says, "You know him?" He says, "Yeah, when we were kids. Remember that day where..." But Boruto and Sarada no one remembers it. He goes, "Am I the only one who remembers him?" He says, Mitsuki doesn't really remember him. He says, "Maybe this will trigger your memory." He goes, "Lightning style, snake lightning." Then creates it. He says, then his memory comes back to when they were friends. And they sit together watching the class thing. Then the ghost thingy goes around him. Then it goes around him. And by him, I mean the burglar dude. Christian goes, lightning style, heaven begins. Then hits him with a snake-like biting down. He goes, and that's it for this episode.